I gained abs, then I bulked because I was super skinny, then I regained abs again. And well, this was my social proof. And now I'm gonna teach you exactly how I did it and you can do it as well. Now this video alone will give you the complete knowledge, but you have to make sure to watch the complete video so you don't want to miss any point. Now the very first point is gonna be you gotta cut fat. Now how do you cut fat? You gotta go into a calorie deficit. And well, by calorie deficit, don't just cut calories by an extreme level because that can be dangerous. Just a couple of hundred calories and that should be fine, like 200 or 300 calories in deficit. And also combine this with cardio and your fat will be lost in no time. And well, now that you have lost fat, you have gained a six pack, right? Well, no. Well, I feel sorry if anyone just cut out and closed my video after listening to you gained abs. Because, well, this is actually going to be a really important point right now. Cut fat, your abs are already in there, you just got to cut the fat. I'm sure you have already heard this on social media. But this is just partially true. Now, the real thing is that once you cut the fat, you actually got to build abs. I mean, there's got to be muscle to show. You can't just cut the fat and then boom, your abs are visible. I mean, you will get partially visible abs because abs, obviously, you have abs, but you haven't built the muscle yet. So you can't really get a proper defined six pack by just cutting the fat layer. So once you cut the layer of fat, you got to build abs. Now, how do you build abs? Of course, you got to train your abs. Well, I prefer hanging leg raises, ab rollers, and dragon flags. Well, these are the top priority exercises. Just prioritize any two of these exercises, and that should be pretty much it. But hey, now hear me out. If you're already skinny, you don't really need to cut fat because, well, obviously, you're already skinny and you're at a low body fat percentage. All you got to do is you got to train abs, and that's how you get a six pack. Now, this very first image of me. At this point, when I had gained six pack, I was extremely skinny. So, well, I just basically did ab training, and well, it did work for me at that time. But later, came to realize when I did this bulk of mine, I actually came to realize that you gotta cut the fat as well. So yeah, the reason I gained abs in the first place was because, well, I just did ab training and that's it. I was pretty skinny from the start. But later, now that I gained abs, this was actually when I had the complete knowledge about, well, how do you exactly gain abs, whether you are fat or whether you are skinny? Well, before moving on, if you have reached this point of the video, you gotta subscribe. Now, seriously, man, like if there is anybody on the internet who's giving you partial knowledge, like there is literally one side of the internet who says train abs, then there is another side of the internet that says just cut the fat and your abs will be visible. Like literally, both of these advices are correct, but they are just partially correct. So, well, if you just find someone like that, well, just figure out that he's completely bullshitting. You gotta implement both the tips in, well, just the right amount. Now, well, one last thing that I have to mention. There is a possibility that you implement both of these tips and yet you don't get a six pack. Now, well, what am I talking about? I'm talking about genetics here. Now, some people have the genetics of six packs, some people have the genetic of 12 pack. Well, that's extremely lucky. And well, some people have the genetics of like four pack and two pack, well, which is pretty sad. But yeah, that is how it is. So unfortunately, no matter how certain people train, you just can't get a six pack. But well, obviously, it's definitely worth cutting the fat, dude. I mean, like, there are a lot of health benefits. So you aren't just doing it for the physical appeal, but you're actually doing it for your health. This is it for the video. If you like the video, if you found it informative, definitely hit the subscribe button and well, just comment down anything.